Before I take you on a tour of Tenter Street, I just wanted to show you this. It looks like some sort of archaeological dig going off. There used to be a BMW garage here, and we're very close to Holly's Crawl. But now it looks like there's some archaeological dig, as though probably there was a steel making process just here. And one of my big things is about, well, why can't we have little pocket museums everywhere showcasing this sort of thing within the modern developments? Why do we have to completely erase these features from our city? So I'll now go down to Tenter Street and give you a quick tour of Tenter Street and the changing environment here. So we're looking down at the new West Bar development of £300 million, and here there's going to be a Dutch roundabout at West Bar. And what I'm going to do is take you up Tenter Street and show you this area. I worked here for 15 years, so I probably can speak about this more than most people. But if you could give me a like on this video, much appreciate it, or follow my channel. Now on the left hand side of it was the boundary of the city, sort of commercial area of it, while I worked there. But they're narrowing this dual carriageway that worked really well down to a single carriageway. But like I said, we're building all these new flats on that West Bar development, and look at these. Couldn't these be repurposed? So we've got Western Tower here. Now I get accused of not liking progress. Well, I had a computer at 14-year-old, and I'm talking back in 1976. I used to program me before I went to school. But I think it's not about technology, it's how it's actually used. And it's the same with buildings. Got no problem with the progress of buildings, but each generation seems to be putting worse quality buildings up that don't last. But like I said, that building's empty, and they're building all them new offices down there. But you can start to see what's going off along here as they narrow it down. Now this building here, right in front of me, can just focus in a bit more, was what I knew as Jubilee House. Now when I first started working for Midland Bank in 1985, this is where I started working. It was really nice in here. It had a marble entranceway, which is all gone now, and we had our own little room. There was about 8 of us in Midnet Voice back in 1985, which was the first private voice network at that particular time. One of the banks, for Midland Bank, there was 8 of us in one office, and we had our own little kitchen, etc. And it was really brilliant in there. But the problem is, after the first year I ended up in the next building, which is the Tenter Centre. And in the end it all became open plan office, and it was absolutely awful working in there. So that's Griffin House. It was headquarters of Midland Bank and HSBC, and they've moved out to Grosvenor House, HSBC. But you can see this front area was 13 stories, and our restaurants used to be on the top 3 floors of there. Used to be a bit dizzy, to tell you the truth. I always used to feel a bit strange up there. But like I said, this left hand side of Tenter Street as we're walking up was the edge of the commercial area, and on the right hand side, which I'll show you in a moment, was the actual industrial area of Sheffield. There's another view of Jubilee House. Like I said, it was brilliant in there. Got some great views from the window, plenty of light in the building, really good team spirit when I worked in there. And then Western Tower not being used. But it's a complete building site around here, as you can see. But we will get up to Sytner Tower in a moment, and I'll show you that area as well. You can see Silver Street Head at the moment, completely blocked off. This work's been progressing on, there's £16.5 million being spent on Tenter Street. It's a government grant. It's actually £16.5 million making the area worse, and that's the scenario. £16.5 million could have been made the area. We didn't need to spend it. This road's been fine. I worked here for 15 years, so I know. So that's 13 stories at the front of there. You can just see the 3 tons up Silver Street. Hardly anybody uses it now. It used to be packed out. But what I'll do is I'll get to the top end of this building and I'll start filming again at the top end, and I'll show you where Sytner Tower's going, etc. So I'm at block 3 of what we knew as Griffin House, and this used to be my entrance into the building, just here. But I just wanted to show you something around here. So they're actually redeveloping this area in the middle to make it to open this area up, which I think is a positive development on this building. But I just want to show you on the other side now, the other side of the road from where we were on the commercial side. The other side was all industrial land, nothing more than 3 stories at the very most. And it's just shocking what I'm seeing. I left in 2000 and none of this lot was here. So you've got these massive apartments, you've got probably a bit of retail in the bottom, and PlusNet used to be in there, but one bit, they're not anymore, got took over by BT. Down here you can see the Hampton Hotel. That was West Bar Police Station, built in the 1960s. It was part of Sheffield Constabulary, who merged with Rotherham in 1967, and then in 1974 with Barnsley and Doncaster. And Grandad was Chief Inspector in there when that new building was built for Sheffield Constabulary, and now it's an hotel. But you can just see this development. This is all new, it wasn't here when I was at HSBC in 2000. This was either industrial land or it was a bit derelict, used as a car park. You can just see all the high rises now. Up there, it just goes back and back. Just here was the BMW garage, which is now gone. I'm just going to stop the camera and just walk across. In fact, before walking across the road, I just start to show you now what's going off down here. You can just see the work going ahead. It's been going ahead since summer, and it's probably not going to be another 12 months before it's finished, and then people are going to see what's really gone off. So when you're looking up here, you can see all these buildings. That was all sort of light industry, cutlery firms, etc. And I'll always keep repeating, we have to go back to actually having a decent manufacturing base, you know, a bit of a rebalance, because you can't run an economy just on the service sector, because that is so geared up to London. I mean, in the big boom in the 1990s, they spent billions and billions on the banking sector and said they got no money for the manufacturing to modernise it. And what I'm saying is they don't want to go back to dirty manufacturing, but Sheffield had a great brand of the cutlery and silverware, etc., and special steels, and I think we need to start manufacturing more of that back in Sheffield. People say I'm harking on about the past. I'm not. We have to have a balanced economy, and we haven't got that balanced economy. Up here, which is a perfectly good roundabout, which they're going to put a junction in and close roads off and change things around again. It's just a complete nightmare. Yeah, I'm just trying to show you. Just here you've got Hollis Croft. I mean, people who work with me at HSBC, Middle and Bank, will just be shocked if they looked across the road at this lot now. Like, I mean, we had Footprint Tools up here. See, on Hollis Croft, it's all now blocked off. You can't get up here. And on the right and left hand side, if I remember rightly, it was Footprint Tools. Big tool making company. And just here, this place was the Royal Oak, originally Royal Oak pub, I think. Oh no, the Royal Oak pub was further up the road. But this was like the Royal Oak bakery, where they did like breakfast specials. I think they were about £1 when I was buying them from there, or a couple of pounds. They were absolutely like a big lunch if you'd had a night out. So there was like the Royal Oak bakery, and I think there was solicitors just here. They knocked that down very quickly. They got that out of the way. That's more Sheffield history gone. But I got it confused that the Royal Oak pub was actually further up to where you see these buildings. But just here, where you can see this land now, was Sytner, and this old special, you know, decent sports cars. Now another granddad worked here, so I worked across the road behind me. One of my granddads worked at Sytner. Must have been selling cars, I can't exactly remember, but just here they're going to build the, I think it's a 27-storey Sytner tower, or whether they're going to call it that, I don't know. But the tallest part of it is going to be 27 stories, and then there's going to be some other units that will not be 27 stories, but it's more flats again. You know, I think we've got enough flats, haven't we? And they're just going to build even more flats, another 27 stories here, plus flats at the side as well, not at 27 stories. So what I'm going to do is, as they're building this tower, well, we can say we're at ground level at the moment, nothing's really happening. They're going to start digging down, and then you'll be able to see the full progress of it. But here you can see that they've repurposed the old HSBC headquarters, and that had about 2,000 staff in it altogether, I think. So that's it, just a quick view of Tenter Street. It's like a building site again, isn't it? It's absolutely horrendous. And like I said, this was a perfectly adequate roundabout that they're going to put a junction here and I think lights, and that'll just make things worse. Technocratic. So that's it, just a quick view of Tenter Street. If you could give me a thumbs up, I'd much appreciate it.